Hello everyone, my name is Fatima Mahmood. Welcome back to my channel. Why am I making these videos about the MSC Meraviglia when there's so many others out there? Click on the link below to watch my video explaining my reasons. Even though this video is a little late, I still want people to have detailed information about how to be a back-to-back passenger on MSC. My long cruise was technically considered two separate cruises, so I was considered a back-to-back passenger. And at the time, they were still doing COVID tests, so on the 11th of March, we were told, given one-day notice, that we should report on Saturday, March the 12th, between 5 and 6, to get our COVID tests. Again, now I don't know that they're going to do that for the back-to-back guest, but this is conflicting views out there on MSC and the issues of MSC providing consistent service. This was one of the more efficient parts of the trip, the back-to-back experience. I believe a YouTuber named Bon Voyage, Bonnie, she filmed a little bit of actually going in for the COVID test. When I was trying to film, they stopped me, but that's fine. Part of what make the back-to-back experience one of the most efficient things I've experienced on MSC is they had all of this information really laid out, and it was fairly accurate in its description. Here they tell you that you're considered a back-to-back guest. Here they're telling you why you have to do this. It's because of immigration. They give you information if you're moving to a different stateroom, and they'll tell you if you want, like, when this experience of rechecking in will happen, will generally be ending for you around 10:30. You will still need to disembark the ship in order to complete immigration. So, at least it's good. It may take up to an hour, and they tell you where to be and what time to be there. Which things to bring. Based on memory, I don't know that the passport or the birth certificate were particularly called upon or actually utilized, but bring it just in case. And they tell you can't take anything food offshore. So of course, on the day when you're in the U.S. port, this was Port Canaveral, and that's basically a day when the new cruise starts, even though you're back-to-back guest. Of course, the guests who are disembarking, they have the full breakfast spread available to them, and so do we. So this isn't really a time to sleep in, unfortunately. But when we were at the particular restaurant waiting, there was pastries available, there was coffee and tea and beverages available. I saw the crew just taking care of that beforehand. The challenging part of this is we're sitting in the room and we're waiting for every person who's a back-to-back guest to be checked in. So the delays are associated with people not showing up on time, people staying in their rooms, people's names being called on the overhead speakers, and there was rumors going around the room that the people's names were being called were like hanging out in a pool or something. Once they took us out of the restaurant, we're all sort of walking in a line and the security guards are with us. We go into the port terminal, and it just feels like we're all just walking around in a line and being ushered to certain spaces. I can't recall actually going through immigration like I normally do when I disembark. And then at some point, they had us stand in a particular place and wait. They just said, go back on the ship. So it wasn't, when they were moving us off the ship and back on the ship, there wasn't too much communication except follow us, and then now you're free to go back on the ship. A lot, but waiting for the amount of time that they did specify. Not too much work to do except just moving people from one place to another, it seemed. The one advice that I would have for myself and for others about doing a back-to-back is try not to do it during daylight savings time changes. Totally my fault, but I showed up an hour early and a few other people did because we did not correctly change the time on our phones. And at least as early as 1 hour before this, at 7:45 a.m., the breakfast was still going, and the very helpful crew still had in this area pastries and coffee and beverages for us. All in all, I thought this was a really efficient process and one of the most efficient processes that I've experienced with MSC. So do consider doing back-to-back if you have the opportunity to. Thank you for watching my video. I'd love to hear from you on email at fmahmood@wellesley.edu. You can also find me on LinkedIn at that address. And if you do send me a connection request, please go ahead and send me a note. Before you go, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And please go ahead and watch my next video. Thank you.